Hello friends, how are you? How is everyone doing? Hope everyone's safe and healthy. Welcome to Beast Kitchen. In today's video, we're gonna see the recipe for Bisibelabad, the quintessential Karnataka dish, what they call as Bisibela Huliyanna. So let's get into the video and thanks for joining. Now let's look at the ingredients required for Bisibelabad. Right, the first set of ingredients is for the masala. Right, about 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, about half a teaspoon of sesame seeds, and about quarter of a teaspoon of methi seeds, half a teaspoon of peppercorns, 3 to 4 red chilies. The best red chili for Bisibelabad is the Baidigi chilies, which is the Karnataka chilies. If you don't have that, I have taken the Kashmiri red chilies, or you can take the regular red chilies also. According to this spice level of the chili, you can increase or reduce the quantity. About 1 teaspoon of poppy seeds, and quarter of a teaspoon of asafoetida, 1 teaspoon of chana dal, 1 teaspoon of urad dal, and about small cup of coconut, scraped coconut. Again, the best coconut for Bisibelabad is the dry, what we call the copra, right? The dry coconut. If you don't have that, I have used the wet one, scraped it, right? And about 1.5 inches of cinnamon, 3 to 4 cardamom, and about 3 to 4 cloves. Next is this is a rice and tur dal mix. What I've done is I've taken 1 cup of raw rice, half cup of tur dal, soaked it for about 45 minutes, and then pressure cooked it with 3 cups of water, right? And then mashed it well. And about tamarind should be about half the small size lemon, right? That size tamarind. I've taken pulp from it. About 2 tomatoes, ripe tomatoes chopped. Sesame oil, if you like you can take ghee or any other oil you want, and lot of curry leaves. Curry leaves adds a very good flavor to Bisibelabad. If you don't like too much curry leaves, then you can reduce the quantity. About 8 to 10 shallots, and mustard seeds, right? And a bowl of veggies. I like to indulge on veggies. I like to add a little more extra veggies. If you don't like too much vegetables, then you can reduce the quantity. I have added a mix of green peas, radish, beans, carrots, potatoes, capsicum, and drumstick, right, in different proportions. You can change the proportion accordingly, right? And but 2 teaspoons of 1.5 teaspoons of jaggery powder, required quantity of salt, about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and ghee to use at the end, right, for garnishing. About 2 tablespoons of groundnuts, handful of chopped coriander, about 8 to 10 cashews broken, again about quarter of a teaspoon of asafoetida, and about 2 to 3 red chilies broken and de-seeded. Take the seeds out. So these are the ingredients. Okay, good. Now let's grind the masala required for the Bisibelabad. I've taken a non-stick kadai and heat it. Again, keep the flame on medium to low. Don't keep it high, right? So first I'm going to add the dhania and the cumin seeds, right? Saute for a few seconds, right? It's going to give a nice aroma, right? Just keep stirring it to ensure that it doesn't burn, right? And like I said, the flame should be low to medium, right? Keep stirring it continuously. Don't let it go, otherwise you're going to burn the coriander seeds. Now let's add the dry masalas, right? The cinnamon, cardamom and the cloves. Again fry for about maybe 15-20 seconds until it gives the nice aroma. Keep stirring it, right? Now add the other ingredients. You can maybe add them all together, it's okay, right? You can add one by one, keep stirring it, or you can add, I'm willing to save some time, so I am adding everything together, right? So now you have to, on a low to medium flame, you have to keep frying it for about 2 to 3 minutes. The masalas are fried well. It's oozing a nice aroma. Okay, now we will add the scraped coconut, right? After adding the coconut, you again have to fry for 2 to 3 minutes until the coconut turns golden brown, right? And it loses the dampness. It has to become dry. Basically, the masala has to become dry. Now the masala is fried well, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool down to room temperature and then grind it to a powder, fine powder. So now I've ground the masala into a paste, and what I've done is I've kind of mixed it nicely with the tamarind pulp. The benefit of doing this is when you add the dry masala while cooking, what might happen is it might form lumps, right? To kind of dissolve that lumps, it might be tough. Whereas if you kind of blend it well with the tamarind pulp and you add this as a whole, it won't form any lumps, right? So that's what I have done here. Again, on the same kadai, heat it on medium flame, add the oil. Let it heat a little. Once the oil is hot enough, continue to keep the flame on low to medium. Add the groundnuts, fry it for a few seconds until the groundnuts start to change color. Keep stirring so that the groundnuts fry throughout the sides. Just about 25 to 30 seconds should be enough, right? Not much. So you hear that crackling sound of the groundnuts, right? So I think that should be enough, right? Now add the curry leaves. Again, like I said, be careful when you're adding the curry leaves, it's going to splash. Now the reason why I said I add a lot of curry leaves, when you cook, you will see it, right? It will give a beautiful aroma. So once the curry leaves are fried, add the shallots, and we are going to fry the shallots for about 2 to 3 minutes. The shallots are fried and it gives a nice aroma. Now let's add the chopped tomatoes. Again, the tomatoes have to be fried for about 1 to 1.5 minutes, or until they start turning mushy. The tomatoes are sauteed well and they've started to turn mushy. At this juncture, I'm going to add the vegetables. Right, like I said, I like to have a little bit of extra vegetables on my bisi-belabath. If you don't like too many veggies, you can reduce the quantity accordingly. So now the veggies will have to be sauteed for another 2 minutes. Then we will add the masala paste. The veggies are sauteed enough. Now we'll add the masala paste. Blend it nicely. Now do you understand why I said mixing with the tamarind pulp will help? Because if you had added the dry masalas at this time, what would have happened is it would have formed lumps. Now because of blending with the tamarind pulp, I don't see any lumps. Right? Mix it well. Now let's add the jaggery powder, salt and the turmeric powder. Okay, let's mix it well again. Okay, it's mixed well, mixed thoroughly. Let's add roughly about 1.5 to 2 cups of water just to cook the veggies. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it well, cover it and cook the veggies until they are half done. You don't have to completely cook the vegetables, because a little bit of crunchiness on the veggies will always help, right? It will add a nice texture to the bisi-belabath. So what I'm going to do is, now this is mixed well, I'm going to cover it and cook it for maybe roughly about 8 to 10 minutes on medium flame until the veggies are cooked. Okay, now the veggies seem to be cooked enough, right? And it has a very nice color to it. Next, what we will do is we will add the rice, right? The rice and the dal mix. If you've noticed, I have actually changed the kadhai, because I realized, the earlier kadhai, the non-stick kadhai that I was using, it was enough for the quantity that I am making, right? So I have changed the kadhai. Now I'm going to blend it well, add a little more water and ensure that every grain of rice blends well with the veggies and the masalas, and add a little more water and cook in low flame for about another 8 to 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, so like I said, after adding the rice and tur dal mix and blending it well, I cooked it for another about 10 minutes. I added about a cup of water and cooked it on low flame for another 8 to 10 minutes on open flame. I didn't cover it, on open flame I cooked it. So as a last step, what we will do is we will do the seasoning. For that, let's take a small tadka pan, heat it on medium flame, add about 4 to 5 teaspoons of ghee, right? Let the ghee melt and heat a little. So I'm going to turn the flame to high, just ensure that the heating happens a little faster. The ghee is hot enough. I have turned the flame to low again, medium. Add the mustard seeds, let it crackle. And then once it crackles, adding the cashews, asafoetida, and the de-seeded red chilies. Just give it a mix and let the cashews turn slight golden brown. It'll happen immediately. Once it happens, just add the curry leaf. See how it crackles? Be a little careful. Once it crackles, switch off the flame, give it a nice stir, and add it to the Besi Bellabad. Okay, now on top of it, add the chopped coriander. You don't have to mix it right away. Just let it sit for some time and then give it a nice mix. You're ready to go. This is your Besi Bellabad. I hope you like it. Please try and let me know your comments. Thank you so much for listening and joining me on another video. Let's meet again with a new recipe. Until then, take care and bye-bye.